Hi everyone, it's Rachel Kleinman from rwcrafts.com. Today I am recreating some mixed media cards that I shared online earlier. So to start, I have Hero Art stencils called Art Deco Dancing Light Stencil. That's this one here. And then the other one will be Lacy Floral Stencil. I am using my brand new to me Hero Arts modeling paste. This is the first time I've opened this jar and used it. On all of my previous projects where I used modeling paste, it was most likely a Liquitex modeling paste. So I'm giving this a test run, and so far I like it. It's important to note that when you're doing this project, use a watercolor paper. I'm using Strathmore watercolor. This is important because we will be adding sprays and a lot of liquid and other medium on top. So that turned out beautifully. I was a little skeptical because the paste is more liquidy than the Liquitex that I'm used to, but you'll see that it dries very well, dries very clean, and nothing seeped through the stencil, which was actually my biggest problem, or my biggest worry, I should say. It was not a problem, it was a worry. So it worked out very, very well. And I did set these to dry overnight because we will be adding a lot more mediums on top, and I wanted to make sure that they were dry as bone. Sometimes when you rely on your heat gun, only the surface is dry, but not internally. So this is a new day. So now I'm going to add some brand new Hero Art sprays. So since I am fully recreating this card, I'm trying to make it as similar as possible to the ones I've shared earlier. So I'm using the Hero Art spray Ocean Blue and Gold, and the pink one was Fuchsia and Gold. And it's okay if these ones mix, because if they mix, they'll just kind of turn purple. And for this one, I'm going to make it a little different than my other one. I wanted to use some different colors. So you see I'm using the orange, and is that orange and gold? And then the purple. Oh, it's orange and shimmer and purple and gold. Sorry about that. And the orange one has a metal ball in it, so make sure you shake it before you use it. But you can see it really is two-tone, so you get the main color and either a shimmer or the gold on top. Next, I am adding some of the Nouveau Mousse on top. So I'll be using the colors English Heather is the purple one, and Coastal Surf is the blue one here. So first I'm applying it with my palette knife, and then I'm using my fingers to really, really dig it into those nooks and crannies of the stencil. And when you're just looking at the finished card, you don't notice the mousse, but you can see that as I'm adding it on top, it definitely changes the colors here. So I added, I put some of the blue on top where the purple was, and put some of the purple on top where the blue was. So for this next one, I'm using Hero Arts Brass, there it is, Brass Embossing Powder. So I'm just kind of scraping on my Versamark watermark ink pad on top, and I'm using the brush to take away some of the powder. I don't want it to be fully coated. I still want the beautiful spray to come through. And you can see I also applied it in like a diagonal, there it is, a diagonal pattern. So again, the spray is shown. And I apologize, I did not get the heat embossing on video. I had it on pause when I thought I had it on play. I know I can't be the only one who's done that, but you know what to do. So I did hit that with my heat gun until the powder was melted. Now I will be working on the sentiments. So I'm using a Hero Art set called, what's it called? It is called Happy Thanks Stamp and Cut XL. And this has to be my most used stamp set in general, but certainly my most used Hero Art stamp and die set. So I am cutting 2 from different colors for each card so that I can layer that big portion of the sentiment on top. The glitter paper that I use is from Amazon, and I do crank it through 4 times in my die cutting machine to make sure it gets a very clean cut. So now you see I'm using that Lawn Fawn die to die cut this. I do not recommend putting this through your die cutter. I really thought my die machine was going to break. But it worked. We got there. But anyways, for the second one, I'm going to stick to my paper trimmer here to cut it down to 4¼ by 5½. And I do like to start off with the bigger size. I start off with them about 6 by 6 so that when I cut it down, I can pick and choose the area of the card that I like best color-wise. So now you see that I am layering those dies. So I'm layering the happy with a black and purple glitter paper, and I'm layering the thanks with a purple and orange glitter paper. And now I'm going to heat emboss the sentiments that go along with it. So this is for the happy birthday one. It will say wishing you a happy birthday. And I cut a black piece of cardstock to 3/4 of an inch, and that's a size that will fit all of these sentiments. Like I said, I've used the stamp set many, many times, and 3/4 of an inch will work for all of these stamps here. So you see I stamped them with that Versamark ink pad, and again I'm going to heat emboss them with the brass embossing powder. And make sure anytime you're embossing, if I didn't mention, to put your anti-static pouch on top a lot. Don't be skimpy with it, really pounce it on there, and then the powder will just wipe off when you're done. So you may have seen that the black paper looked a little white. That was just for my anti-static cling powder pouch, but it comes off. And now I'm going to super speed through the gluing process, so I'll just chat with you while I'm doing this. So I'm layering the embossed pieces with the glitter pieces. I had so much fun creating these mixed media cards. When it comes to the wax, when I use the Nouveau Mousse, Hero Arts has just come out with some waxes, and I literally just got them in the mail 1 or 2 days ago, so I have not tested them out yet. I want to make sure I test them before I run a video on them. But I did get gold, black, and did I get white? Yeah, white. Sorry for the noise. Gold, black, and white. So I adhered them to a card base. I did use my double-sided strong tape there to make sure they really stick with the watercolor paper. And I think I'm going to add some sequins to the orange and purple one just to make it pop a little bit more. But there you have it. Thank you so much, and I hope I've inspired you to try some shimmer sprays in the future to create mixed media cards.